In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
All right, all rise. Honorable Judge Caldit presiding over this court. 3 local bars. The glory hole in the back of the restroom at the end of the courthouse. And my completely unrelated case of oral herpes. Please proceed.
I believe this is for case 379, Mr. Sodium Man's ban appeal. Is this correct?
Your Honor, I think we're here for Johnny Boy's ban appeal correction.
Johnny Boy, one Johnny Boy. All right.
Your Honor, sorry. Mix up on the paperwork here. We're here for Salty Boys.
Salty Boy.
Yes, Your Honor. Salty Boy is here for some sort of misdemeanor. Salty Boy, yeah. What's going on?
Okay. All right. Who's the prosecution?
Me, sir.
Yeah, Your Honor, my client. I apologize. He is the accused Salty Boy here, and I believe for the state prosecuting this case, you have Lasagna.
Roger that.
Lasagna
here for the state's attorney role. I am here to accuse the accusee to fuck the Salty Boy man.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Do we have our opening statements, please?
I'll go ahead and let the prosecution go ahead and go first, since this is their case, of course.
Of course.
Mr. Salty Boy,
Yes.
is it true that you have been negligently flashing?
Your
And
Honor,
spewing?
objection!
Your Honor, Your Honor.
Objection. The attorney is supposed to be making his opening statement, not interrogating my client right
Your
now.
Honor, I do it different.
Your Honor.
Okay. Your Honor,
Lasagna.
I am here to defend the permanent ban of 3 years, given that Salty Boy has been spewing flash grenades, insults, racist slurs
Your
in
Honor,
the server.
objection! The only charge against my client tonight is team flashing. That is the only charge. We do not have any other charges of racist behavior.
Your Honor, I beg to differ. I actually have the evidence.
You have the evidence. All right, bring it forward. Bailiff, grab it for me, please.
Hold on, let me send this to the bailiff there.
Your Honor, the defense team was not provide any kind of notice of new evidence being submitted into this trial.
Yeah, that needs to come out, Mr. Lasagna. It must come out. That's part of discovery.
As Spectre can confirm, Mr. Bailiff, at about 8:30 Eastern time zone, it was recorded that Salty Boy said, "Gee whiz, I hate those colored people."
Wow. That's some damning evidence. Anyways, opening statements.
That is the end of my opening statement.
Oh.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Honor, members of the jury, women of the court, name God. So today, I'm here for one simple reason, and that is to show you that my client, Mr. Johnny Boy, he He's guilty. He's guilty. We will
He's
come right
guilty.
off the belt. Hold on. He's guilty. He admits to what he's done, as we're going to show today. He admits he broke our server rules. However, what I'm also going to present to you today is the fact that my client was new to the server. He's a young New Zealand boy looking for hope. Hope. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And also, he's so remorseful for what he's done. As you will see today, we're going to win your hearts and minds and convince you that my client deserves a second chance in our honorable community. That is all.
It was all right. So, opening statements are over. Shall we start some witnesses? The prosecution like to bring forward their first witness.
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to bring Grand Lizard.
Grand Lizard to the...
Objection, Your Honor! This is one of the defense's witnesses. I believe that the state's attorney should start with my client himself.
I reject that statement. I would like to cross-examine the defense's witness, Grand Lizard, for the
Your
validity
Honor.
of his claims.
Lasagna. This isn't how this works. You're a good boy. You're in it for the girls. I understand that.
That's true. That's true, Your
That's
Honor.
true.
I'm in it for the chicks.
We must follow proper procedure.
Roger that. Hold on. Give me a moment.
Yes.
One moment.
Yeah.
Mr. Salty Boy.
Yep.
Is it true?
Objection, Your Honor! My client has not been sworn in to give a statement by the bailiff, sir.
Bailiff, swear Mr. Sodium Man in, please.
You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, maybe occasionally, not tell the truth and get paid to tell something else. What's up, you got?
I will tell the truth and nothing but the truth. I'm ready to go.
There you are.
Skedaddle.
All right,
Mr. Lazuno.
As I was before I was hastily interrupted, Mr. Salty Boy. May I call you Mr.?
Yes, that's fine.
Yes, Mr. Salty Boy. Do you like Insurgency?
It's a fun game that I recently picked up, so yeah.
Right. Do you like the VIP community?
I do think it is a nice community.
A nice community?
One of the most populated, and I think it's a good server.
So popularity, as you can see, jury, popularity is the urge of this young man, and let us not. Well, what would you rather say?
A thriving community.
Very well. Let us be clear that due to the convicted's age, it may be natural for us to use the ignorant and impressionable youth defense. However, my sweet community that I love and I dream about under the stars every night.
Your objection, relevance.
How is this relevant, Mr. Lasagna?
I'm getting to my case. Mr. Salty Boy, did you team flash or did you not team flash?
I will tell the truth. Yes, I did.
Good. And after your racial remarks, you team flashed, and how many times did you team flash?
I did not make any racial remarks, but yes, I did team flash twice.
I'm sorry, Salty Boy, you said you were going to tell the truth.
Truth and
Your
nothing but
Honor,
truth.
objection. I have not been provided any evidence that my client has made racial comments, and they have not been provided to the team of the VIP Important Discussions channel where they can be thoroughly examined by both teams and the jury members. So until such a time when that evidence is presented, I request that this information be struck from the record and whatnot.
The court reporter will strike it from the records. Mr. Lasagna, please be less. What the fuck? Please, in the future, would you
Sorry.
testify less and question more?
Right. Mr. Salty Boy. Mr. Salty Boy. Okay. Just hopefully you're aware. What do you plan to do if this ban were ended? What is your first action to benefit this community?
My first action would be I'd swiftly apologize to those that I affected.
Who are these affected individuals?
I'm sorry, I do not have a record of their names, but if I ever came across them and they told me that what I did, I would definitely apologize.
So you're telling me that even though this hurts you deeply, you care not to remember the names of those you hurt?
It's not that I not care, it's just that I did not see their names.
So they are nobodies, peasants, beneath you.
Your Honor, objection, relevance.
Mr. Lasagna, this is the last time I'm going to tell you.
Your Honor, I just do not understand how this is not relevant. I am asking...
How are the names relevant, Mr. Lasagna?
So that we may talk to them, so that we may speak to them, and so that we know that Salty Boy has an adequate plan that he will put into effect when he is, if he is, not banned.
I promise.
Your Honor, I think an apology from my client to our general overall community itself will be sufficient, as I can assure you and the jury members that Mr. Lasagna himself cannot even recall 5 names of people of the last game he played Rainbow Six Siege with on the opposing team. And if at a time, well, he could present
Your
such
Honor, Your Honor,
evidence,
objection, relevance.
I'm making
Sustained.
my
Relevance,
point.
relevance, this is
I'm
a red
making-
herring.
Sustained.
I'm making my point that
Order! Both objections are sustained. We're just going to move on. Mr. Lasagna, call your next witness.
objection, Your Honor. I'd like to cross-examine my client.
You're welcome to cross-examine Mr. Hayes.
Very well, Your Honor.
All right. One moment, Your Honor. Just one moment. All right, Your Honor. And members of the jury, ladies and gentlemen. So, now I want to thank Mr. Lasagna for doing an outstanding job prosecuting. He's actually helped prove my own case today. You've heard from my own client that he is remorseful, and he's sorry, and he intends to apologize to our community for what happened. Now, Mr. Salty Boy, why don't you, just so we're clear, what happened on the day in question? What happened? What was the situation leading up to why we're here today?
Well, I team flashed on that day, and I was swiftly banned from the server. I made an appeal, which did not go through, so I contacted a friend of mine on Steam, and he sent a message to God, and now I am here.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, we had an psychological expert, talk to my client today, Salty Boy, and he came up with some notes from the conversation. But during
Your Honor,
psychological,
this evidence for which I collected, this is confidential information.
Confidential.
Your Honor, the state's attorney went behind everyone's back and claimed to be my psychologist for my clients, and now he's the state's attorney. This is a conflict of interest. I demand that what he found be revealed to the court.
Your Honor, I neglect. I do not wish this.
Mr. Lasagna, I'd like you to bring this forward to the court. It interests me.
Very well. Very well. Let me pull up this information.
Now, as I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury and God, so Mr. Lasagna was interviewing my client. We learned a lot about Salty Boy today. He's a 15-year-old New Zealand boy, young and upcoming, and he's very new to Insurgency. Only 13 hours in the game total, if even that. He's really just looking to find a place, a home to belong to, a community to play with. He's new to the game. He doesn't really know what the expectations are in servers, what's going on in servers, if rules are really enforced. He came from other servers before ours where the rules weren't enforced, and where there's no law and order like there is in our grad community here today. So he was ignorant. He was very ignorant of the rules and how they were enforced. Now, did he commit a crime? He did. Should he be punished? Yes, and he has been. But what we are asking today is forgiveness, a chance to change his behavior, a chance to make a difference for this young, remorseful New Zealand boy in his life. Salty boy, is there anything you'd like to say to the judge and members of the jury at this time?
I'd just like to say that I misused my ability to play this game, and I'm deeply sorry to those who I affected, and I know that I will follow the rules next time.
Your Honor, that is all I have for this witness.
You may arrest Mr. Salty Boy. Does the prosecution wish to call anyone else?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call onto the stage God himself.
God.
God.
Hello? It's me.
Mr. Bailiff, swear in Mr. God.
Do you swear to tell half-truths, non-truths, outright lie through your teeth, and occasionally misconstrue fact for fiction and vice versa, so help you yourself?
That is the only type of truth that I know.
Thank you. Mr. Lasagna, you may proceed.
Mr. God, may I call you Mr. God?
Yes.
Mr. God, is it true that Pepperman, is it true that Mr. Pepperman came to you asking for forgiveness?
What is a pepperman?
Sorry, Mr. Salty Boy.
Oh, yes.
Is it true that Mr. Salty Boy came to you to plead for forgiveness?
You know, my memory is a little weak these days, but I do believe I did talk with the accused briefly.
Right. And when was that? If you would, I know you're going quite senile, you old shit fuck. Tell me, when was that?
Oh man, it seems like a lifetime ago. I believe it was maybe 24 hours ago.
Right. God fucking shit, damn it. All right, 24 hours ago. But however, let me be clear on this. When exactly was this individual banned?
I have no idea, Your Honor.
Objection, Your Honor. The state's attorney doesn't even know when the person he's prosecuting was banned.
Your Honor, I know when he was banned. I was asking God as a credible witness if he could recall being the moderator or community leader, or so it's called, of this community.
Who?
Now, Mr. God,
Yes?
learning about this about 24 hours ago, that Mr. Pepper Lad, he was team flashing. What did you then do? What was your next action?
Well, I don't know if this actually happened, but the way I remember it was I received a message from somebody on my friends list, and they...
Your Honor, objection. I'd like to state into the record that God, as a witness, he has no friends. That is all.
Huh?
Sustained. The court reporter will show that.
Gosh, it's depressing. Well, anyways, and so this emo person with the word emo in his name messaged me, and he was like, one of my friends was banned, and I would really like you to look into it. And I forget what happened after that.
Thank you, Mr. God. Now, Mr. God, this individual that you spoke to, emo something. What did he say? And let's be clear, Mr. Salty Boy did not actually message you himself, did he?
No, I do not.
Gosh, well, as I remember it, something. I believe that Salty Boy joined a Discord, And then this emo person told me about this, and so I saw Salty Boy join the Discord, so I tagged Salty Boy, and I was like, "Look, Salty Boy, if you want to appeal your band, you can do it right here." And I forget what happened.
Let it be known that Salty Boy did not actually come to anyone for forgiveness in the beginning. In fact, Mr. Salty Boy asked, I don't even think he asked his
Your
friend.
Honor,
Excuse me, I'd like to
objection.
object that actually.
I got it. Your Honor, objection. My client stated in his own testimony that he tried to go through the proper channels to make his appeal, and it had no luck. So then he contacted a friend.
Your Honor,
Maybe
he had
sustained.
his time. He had his time to speak his case.
The objection is sustained. Move it on.
All right.
Your Honor, I request permission to cross-examine this witness.
You're welcome to, Mr. Hazelnut.
All right. Dr. Jones, is this you I'm speaking to?
Oh yeah, this is me, Dr. Jones from Temple of Doom.
All right, Dr. Jones. Me, Glenn from The Walking Dead. I am
Oh,
alive.
Glenn, how have you been?
Now, let's carry this on. I only have one question for you tonight, miss. Are you prepared?
Oh, yeah.
Now, for the record, what is your sexuality?
Huh?
Mr.
What
Your Honor, objection relevance. Whether or not God likes to suck on dog dicks is not of importance
I
to this
believe
court.
this is extremely relevant.
This
Carry
is
on.
very distressing to me. You see, I have developed memory
God.
problems.
Listen, it's a simple question. What is your sexuality? And before
Are
you answer, I
you-
want you to know the penalties for perjury under the court of this community.
Mr. Hazelnut, are you insinuating that I was in fact a homosexual?
I am indeed. That is the point I'm proving. Do you concur with that statement, Glenn?
Dr. Jones, it's been a very long time and I've developed some memory problems. So maybe a man did strip in. There's no way to know what happened. It could have been a lot of women, one man, could have been a lot of man, one woman. We don't know at this time what happened to my body.
Your
All
Honor,
right, thank you. I rest my case. That is all for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, you may sit back down, Mr. God.
I have one last witness for this trial.
One last
I'm
witness?
suppressed. I'd like to call Runner to the stand, Your Honor.
Runner,
Yes,
please take
right
the
here.
stand.
Okay.
Spectre, if you would please swear him in.
You swear to, after
Thank you.
the court session is over, meet me in the back of the courthouse bathroom at the Glory Hole, along with the Honorable Judge Cults.
I can't hear you,
Little
Spectre.
cell, and we can have ourselves a good old time.
I swear. Do solemnly swear.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead, Mr. Hazelnut.
Runner,
Yes.
we've known each other for quite a long time, correct?
Yes, sir.
And now it's a well-known fact within this community that everything is indeed your fault, correct?
Yes.
Now, Runner, I have one question for you tonight. Is this entire situation, this team flashing, the reason we're here today, is this your fault?
Your
Now,
Honor,
Runner.
Your Honor,
Oh,
objection! It is obvious to the community that Runner is horrible person, and he is the problem for everything that plagues our community to this day. This is a clear understanding. What is the relevance here?
That is
Well,
true. That is
it's
true.
my fault.
Mr. Hayes, do you have any argument to that?
I'd just like to end with this witness by making him apologize to this court and the community
I'm
itself.
ready to apologize right now. If you
I
like.
don't know, but not salty, but I mean Runner. Runner?
I'd like to solemnly apologize to everyone. It's my fault. I'm sorry for the team flashing and for the team kills.
Thank you, Runner. Does the prosecution want to cross-examine?
Your
Yes,
Honor,
yes, I do.
No,
Objection.
excuse me. I've had to start wearing diapers recently because I start wetting myself, but I have shit myself.
Mr. God, please.
I need to
Your
go
Honor.
back
Runner,
to the nursing
Excuse me,
home.
but
Runner.
I'd like to wrap this up as fast as I can.
Runner,
Yeah, Your
Runner,
Honor,
was that
my
your
An
client-
unknown emergency has come up, so
Yes,
Your
it's
Honor,
emergency.
just
I
follow that.
request closing statements and then to move immediately to deliberation.
I'd just like to
closing
say that
statements? By both.
I am very sorry for what I've done, and I know that I will abide by the rules next time. And I'm very sorry. And if you don't
Ladies-
mind, I'm ready to go.
Just a moment. We're about to wrap up, Salty Boy. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Your Honor, as you've heard, my client is sorry for what he's done. He acknowledges and accepts responsibility for his actions. He will suffer the consequences, but he thinks that the length of the ban, 33 months, 1 week, 3 days, was incredibly excessive. He would like a second chance to prove us that this was unjust and that he will follow the rules of our server. And I think we should give him it. That is all. State's Attorney.
Guilty.
No, we're not deliberating yet. State's Attorney, closing argument.
Yes, Your Honor. May I proceed?
Go ahead, Mr. State's Attorney Lasagna.
Thank you, Your Honor, and thank you, Bailiff. Thank you, Runner, for being such a terrible piece of shit. Thank you, Mr. God, for constantly shitting yourself and confusing the difference between male dicks and dog dicks, which you obviously tend to do quite often. And thank you to the defense team
If you
for
don't
just
mind me,
being...
I have to go now.
Salty boy, please.
Lasagna, unless you want to clean this up.
Okay,
you better-
listen,
you
I'm
better-
making
Family
a...
problems,
I
really
am
have
ending
to
it.
go.
I am ending it. So, as we have learned, Salty Boy took too long to ask for forgiveness.
All right, let's clean this up.
Yeah, I really have to go. I've got family problems, so if we can just wrap this up, that'd be great. Thanks.
All right, we are now going to conduct deliberation. Salty Boy, we're going to move you to the holding cell for a moment. We'll deliberate. And...
I can. I'm sorry, but I really...
All right.
Yeah, I think we can unban him. I don't have a
All right, we'll
problem. Unless
unban him.
has anyone object?
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think
all right.
we can
Unban. Okay.
Death to Salty!
All right.
Death
Mr.
to
Salty, Mr. Salty.
Objection.
I'm sorry. I
All right.
really...
No, we have the answer for you.
Guilty.
Calm down now. Settle down. Salty Boy.
I'm gonna have to leave. I'm really sorry.
I have the verdict. We have the verdict.
Fucking lasagna dragging his feet ruined that.
Oh, poor guy.
Wait, stop. We're still in session. Your Honor, will you present the verdict?
Whoa,
I'm
Your Honor,
afraid
I
the
was not
man's
here.
gone. He's gone.
All right.
Uh,
Ladies and gentlemen, we have decided to unban the accused. He has presented a worthy case. His ban will be repealed. And should he commit any further acts of aggression or violence or break any server rules, the ban will be reinstated and doubled. And that is all. Thank you for your time.
Lasagna, do you have a moist rag to clean me up?
You greasy piece of shit. Shitting in the courtroom.
I still want blood. Who wants to start a riot with me?